Hello, Dr. Sean Woods here. Again, going over my book, The Healing Vibe. Today we're talking about the magic bile, the liver and the gallbladder. And this is what my whole book is based on. Um, we're going to talk a little bit about the liver first. The liver is called your liver because it makes you live. It's kind of sitting up in here, the most regenerative organ of the body. It'll almost perform any action the body needs. If it needs to make something, the liver has the ability to do that. And when I'm healing anybody in my office, ultimately it is the liver that I want to get to. But you can't just start cleaning livers. That's not how this works. Many times you're getting the colon and the small intestine to clean. You're coordinating a little bit of the stomach. You're getting the beginning part of that small intestine to loosen, and when that happens, then you can start decongesting a liver. And you can do it many ways. Herbs are fantastic ways to do it. The cell salts are another fantastic way to do it. Fruits and vegetables are probably ultimately the best because they have the bile salts in there that help start moving congestion out of the liver, breaking down stones, removing crystals, and ultimately opening up these millions and millions of little pathways that the liver needs to produce its actions. Now, the liver produces a quart of bile a day, and bile is this kind of magic green substance that it's almost a fluorescent green. And when it's healthy, it has the ability to do a couple things. It breaks down fats inside the body. It increases the pH of the small intestine so that the digestive enzymes work. It's antimicrobial. It keeps the bad bugs away, and the good bacteria that lives in your bowel and in your small intestine love it. They love to see it coming because they know it's that factor that keeps them alive. So getting the liver moving is always a high priority for me. Many times I'm talking to my patients about the gallbladder. And the gallbladder is just kind of this little sac that kind of hangs. Here's a good picture of the liver right here. This is your liver. Here's your stomach coming down. The gallbladder kind of sits up underneath there. And the gallbladder gets blamed for a lot of problems in people. And the medical community loves to remove them because they do cause problems. The underlying problem is that even though you remove a gallbladder and take it out of a body, you never really fix the underlying problem because many times they're removed for gallstones, and 99% of the gallstones are in the liver, and they travel down the biliary tree, the little highway highway network that bile flows through and then fills up the gallbladder. And then when food kind of leaves your stomach and goes into the small intestine, those first couple inches, bile secretes in there and is squirted in there to help with the digestion of your food. And when stones get in there, they can block passages. And when you have a fatty meal, or you're living on lots of nuts and beans and seeds and cheese and yogurt and cottage cheese and a lot of fatty foods, you can have a gallbladder attack. And under that distress, sometimes it gets removed. And I tell people, your gallbladder may be one of the most important organs you have. Although you can live without it, it is critical in handling pressures within inside of the body, just like the bladder. The bladder and the gallbladder, they are critical for handling pressures inside of the body. And when you talk about meridians, acupuncture meridians, the only two meridians that go from head to toe, all the way from the head all the way to the bottom, are the bladder and the gallbladder meridians. And emotionally, the liver is that seat of anger, and gallbladder is that seat of frustration. And there's very few of us that don't experience those emotions every single day. And it's interesting to watch when you really clean out gallbladders and livers. You see some of these deep frustrations and these deep angers resolve. And that is an important part of my book that I love to talk about, that, you know, our emotions are connected to organs. And when you really want to improve your emotional state, you got to go after organs and clean them out. And in healing, many people, what's interesting is people hit these barriers, they hit these emotional barriers of things that they're frustrated with and they're angry about. And if they eat well and they keep eating well, the emotions change. And if you're in situations that you just can't get over these things, you'll see people just go retreat right back to the foods that are congesting to the body. So one of the biggest things I do for people is get that biliary tree and get that gallbladder decongested, get it moving, get the digestive tract in coordination with one another. And that is probably one of the most powerful things I do for people. And it takes a while. You can't think you can do a 3, 4, 5 day, even a month cleanse and think that you're even close to handling a problem. It takes months and takes years to clean these things out, just because you can't stay in tune with it all the time. If you give it 100% of your attention, it can happen fairly quickly, but it's hard to do that in today's day and age. You know, there's things that get in the way, but if you keep plugging away and if you keep the consistency with the herbs and the salts in the diet, organs heal and emotions resolve, and you are stronger for it.